beautiful San Juan, Puerto Rico, the host for the 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup. It's day number 4 of group play and all the action going down inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum, the cathedral of basketball. And we start the action off with Group A and a newcomer to the group, El Salvador, taking on an Olympic-bound Canadian team. El Salvador enters winless in the group play, making their first appearance ever in this tournament. Canada 2-0. This is a slate of today's schedule. A lot of basketball being played here in Puerto Rico. Welcome inside. I'm Despina Barton, alongside Natalia Melendez, the former Puerto Rico national team player, as we get a look at the whole picture in Group A. Natalia, we know that Brazil and Canada were going to be the top dogs. They went ahead yesterday. Canada was victorious. We reset again today.
Both teams are here today, but yesterday they had close games in the case of El Salvador play against the Colombian team, and they did an amazing job taking as a consideration. This is a young team, like you said, that don't have many experience. It's their first time in this AmeriCup, but it was a battle. It was a battle all throughout the game. Today, they will have, it's another tough team like Canada, so they better be ready for what's ahead of them.
Yeah, El Salvador is excited to be here and keep growing every game. They want to be aggressive, and they want to keep a positive attitude. This is really what they're hoping will be a growth spurt for every single member of their team. As for Canada, this is a chance for them to compete too. It was Coach Tomaitis that was not very happy with the way her team played against Brazil. They want to make some steps here today to get the forwards initiated early.
Even though their numbers, their percentages were good, I think I told you before we started doing this broadcast today that I see a lot of space for Canada to be better. Of course, they are missing, very important pieces in this tournament, but still, this team had the players to do way better.
Canada, by the way, hasn't played together in 16 months, so this tournament, being super critical, Natalia. We will now stand for the national anthems and the rich tradition here at the FIBA AmeriCup. We'll start with El Salvador, followed by Canada.
And now, ask everyone to please stand for the national anthem of El Salvador. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Canada.
The two teams clap it up and wave to one another. Normally a tradition where they come to center court and greet one another and exchange a gift. Things are just slightly different here in the COVID world, in the bubble that we are living in here for the FIBA Women's AmeriCup to ensure the safety of all the players, staff members, officials.
Hopefully soon, very soon, everything's gonna, go back to normal. But as is now, those are measurements that need to be taken, and we're very lucky we get to see this tournament.
And a special highlight, we have 3 women leading the way as officials today: Juliet Mendez, Ashley Giplin, and Aline. And this whole games have been about breaking barriers. Natalia and I in the booth, all-female cast, and you're looking at a set of starters, the starting 5 for El Salvador.
Silvia Vega, Aida Funes, Kimberly Villalobos, Emily Teves. She was amazing. Yesterday's and Maria Mendez, the bench, Noyola, Hernandez Cubiasos, Alvarado Murcia, and Calderon, the coach, Santana Cruz.
El Salvador says that it's just, they're winning already by being here to this tournament. They got the final spot in the qualifying in a tournament they hosted, Central Basket. And so they are looking to build on that experience, and seeing teams like Canada and in Brazil, these are going to help them along the way. Meanwhile, Canada has a different agenda and a slightly different roster. They're going to be without Shea Colley, their 25-year-old guard today.
And Aislinn Koenig, it's going in the starting 5 for them. Naya Raincock, Jamie Scott, Kyla Alexander, Nira Fields, Pellington, Russell Hill, Ajim Coley, and here in Edwards, and that bench have been just outstanding for this Canadian team. That second, unit, their energy that they are bringing game after game, it's impressive.
And you're looking at head coach Lisa Tomaitis. She was appointed to the national team in 2013, an assistant in 2001. She's won a pair of national championships with the University of Saskatchewan, the Huskies. And she says winning is the goal, and she embraced the challenge that Brazil posed yesterday because her team had to work through some system failures.
Yeah, that's true. And she kept trying everything until she found those 5 players that really worked in the gym. 60 months without being together is a long time. And you can practice, and they were in Tampa doing their workouts and everything, but it's a whole different thing, when you have to play in this level and trying to get that chemistry, most of the time it takes time.
The starting lineup for Canada with number 2, Aislinn Koenig.
Some last-minute preparations as the clock winds down here for both teams. Again, Canada enters with a record of 2-0 in Group A play. El Salvador are looking for its first victory. And the 10 top teams are invited here to the Women's AmeriCup. So we've got the best teams in the Americas and the Caribbean nations all congregating here at the Puerto Rico San Juan. Natalia, we are in your backyard.
Yes, and we are so happy. Puerto Rico, it's very happy. The whole country, it's happy. That's the word, to be able, to be the country where everything starts all over again. Especially this AmeriCup 2021. We had here the AmeriCup 2019 at least, and it was a success. So having making this kind of tournament here is always an honor for everybody involved, and it's also good because the fans come to and share with their families, and seeing this team from Puerto Rico that is going to the Olympic as well, just like Canada is going.
And we're looking at the majority of this Canadian team that will be in Tokyo next month, but they are missing a few key players, a few that are playing the WNBA, the captain that is just given birth.
Kim Gauscher.
Yes, to their child 2 months ago.
2 months ago, she had a baby girl. Congratulations. And Natalie Onshoa is not here. Kia Nurse, Bridger Carton, Maya Marie Langlois, Hambling.
Alexander easily handles the tip for Canada. And like Natalia said, this team didn't play together for 16 months. I asked Coach Lisa Tomaitis, well, how did you keep in touch? She said there was a lot of Zoom calls, but you all know across the world that Zoom calls just don't cut it. So we're seeing them work through a lot of those learning curves and still finding chemistry, right?
Yeah, and you know, when she talks about those Zoom calls, you know, I believe it, because one of the most successful and organized federations in the whole entire world is Canada. They have an amazing team around them. And yes, they were in touch, but it's not the same. It takes time. Also, it's not the same to be in shape than to be in basketball shape. And yes, we're seeing a great Canadian team here, and we're going to see them getting better and better as time passes.
1 for 2 for Raincock Ikunwe. And pressure comes early for Canada. For both of these teams, they're just looking to get better. These are reps that they have not had. The Villalobos, one-on-one with a very much taller Alexander.
Good hustle there by Emily Teves.
2 seconds on the shot clock. Shot gets up in time, in and out for Funes. And this El Salvador team, their identity is to be pesky. They know they're undersized. They know they're the underdogs, but they're trying to represent their country the best they can. And Koenig is getting things started for Canada from beyond the arc.
And that's what she does, you know, the best. Her percentages are, it's, you know, from the three-point line is one of the best in the whole tournament. She's shooting 42% from the line.
And as a team for Canada, they have 23 three-pointers through the 2 games in a couple minutes here. 44% as a team.
And in the case of Koenig, she's averaging 3 three-pointers per game coming off the bench. You have to remember, she wasn't starting. She started today because Shea Coley is not playing.
And Shea Coley is not playing. That was a coach's decision. You got to work in rest days, right, Natalia?
Yes.
It's a long tournament.
You have to negotiate, and when you know you are probably favorite in this game, and you can get her to sit down and get some rest.
Alexander sticks with it, gets 2.
And Kyla is the tallest girl in the court right now. She should be dominating everything that happens in the boards.
El Salvador looking for their first bucket. They get it. Villalobos. She's the captain. Plays college ball at San Diego State and is the first Salvadorian to make it to the NCAA for Division I.
She's in the book of history. She's making history for her country.
Mendez gets it into Villalobos. 2-on-1. That shot's deflected. Naira Fields to Scott. And again, the #1 option is down low.
And we'll continue seeing this through the game. We know how dominant Alexander can be.
And she's got half of Canada's points so far. Step back, Funes deep from 3. It's off.
Canada not giving El Salvador any second chances with offensive rebounds.
Scott off the hands of Alexander.
And right now it will always work because they're playing one-on-one on Alexander and nobody's, it's doubling her.
Funes, the 26-year-old, bringing the ball up for El Salvador. Villalobos spots up. That one's short.
Mira have 3 rebounds.
And she's the leading scorer through 2 games for Canada. Koenig again. 2 for Koenig.
The shooting form is beautiful.
Koenig, a 23-year-old for this Canadian team. And like you said, coming off the bench today, or starting today, normally coming off the bench. Nice give and go finish by El Salvador.
It's very important for El Salvador to keep moving, not just stand in the perimeter line. They got to keep moving. They got to make the Canadian defense move.
Little give and go action and the cleanup by Renkaki Kunwe. A chance to get another point on the board as she will go to the free throw line.
Nejo, it's playing 17 minutes a game here in this tournament, and now we're seeing the rotations early in the game, something that Coach Thomaitis has been known for. Keeping fresh legs in the court.
4 for 6 from the free throw line for Renkaki Kunwe through the tournament.
And Canada with woman and woman full court.
They have an early 10-point lead here over El Salvador. 3 teams in this tournament that will be going to Tokyo for the 2021 Olympics. So we're still saying 2021 Olympics, Natalia.
2020 plus 1. That's how Japan wants everybody to call the whole event, 2020 plus 1. So we'll call it 2020 plus 1. And I'm so very happy that it's happening. You know, athletes need this, have been working so hard throughout the years, because in order to go to the Olympics, it's not something you achieve in months. It's years of competitions, you know, to make it. And yes, 3 teams are here in the AmeriCup. Will be there. Canada, USA, and Puerto Rico. In the case of Canada, we will probably see some additions. Other players that are playing in the WNBA. Their captain, Kim Gauscher, she just gave birth. She's probably, you know, gonna get ready to go. In the case of Puerto Rico, that's probably exactly the same team we're going to be seeing, maybe 1 or 2 players. And the USA team, they decided to come here with NCAA top players. That's not the team that is going to be in the Olympics. But I believe that if they go, they will compete too. But they have their A team going over there.
Naira with her first shot from 3. A miss. We're moving with El Salvador. Pull up Jay Tevez is off.
Good defense.
And a turnover for the Canadian team.
Salvador putting a lot of pressure on Canadians' guards to block their view. To block their view and to make difficult for them to find the big players in the post.
One thing Coach Thomaitis told me before the game is she's really keying in on how her team keeps their defensive assignments. That was something she wasn't happy with yesterday. And asking a lot of her team to stay vigilant. Russell takes it herself. Tracked down by Pellington. Extra pass with Saim. She'll turn and shoot it near the elbow. Won't go.
And that's a James shot. That was a good shot, no luck there. We saw yesterday she struggled a little bit, you know, making those. She'll eventually get there.
Funes spinning. It goes up. Pellington just overpowering for the rebound. Canada clogged up in the lane.
Another turn. Well, that's Canada's first turnover of the game. You see Pellington going down the fast break. That was a good pass. A little confusion there.
Spacing seems to be a little out of whack this morning, Natalia. Villalobos will continue to drive in.
Nice,
Pellington with
nice.
a nice fake out.
Nice. Tevez, I thought she was going to pass the ball to Jamie Scott. Pellington, being as brilliant as she is, she read everything that was going on and she decided to attack.
Rebound by Vega. Steps out of bounds, Canada ball. Shayna Pellington plays for Arizona. Told our digital team that winning is the goal. You know, this team has fought through so much adversity that they're so thankful to be here, represent Canada on their chest, and just get a chance to play together again. And even talking to some of the other coaches, this bubble life has become normal.
That's true.
The testing, the
Yeah.
isolation.
Even for the girls that in the case of Pennington that were playing at the dance NCAA, they were in a bubble. With the players that have been playing professionally in Europe, they are in a bubble. Everybody is living in a bubble, so it's just the new normal. You know, hopefully we'll get back to normal soon.
It just speaks to the sacrifice, though. I know everybody here, the entire FIBA staff, the officials, the players, the coaches, the assistants, the hurdles, and.
But I tell you this, being in a bubble, it's better than being at home. So even though, you know, they have to be in this bubble, they still with their teammates and doing the sports that they loved.
Pellington. Elbow shot,
Oh,
no
yeah.
good. It's Edwards fighting in the paint. Edwards calling for it again. She had her girl pinned. Ajim takes it herself. El Salvador trying to slow things down. Mendez. And the shot goes up. It's slightly adjusted by Elia Edwards. Wing shot wide open.
Canada it's missing easy shots, open shots. There are good shots. Not just they're not going in right now, but high percentages shot for these girls.
And Canada,
These players.
by the way, through 2 games, leads all teams here in attendance in the AmeriCup in total field goal percentage and 3-point field goal percentage. So this is the strongest shooting team we've seen.
So far it is from the free throw, from the 3-point line, from the field. And Leticia Ami here was huge yesterday against Brazil. Coming off the bench, she's averaging 14 minutes per game, but she's averaging 10 points and 4 rebounds, shooting 70% from the field, 70% from the free throw. Very effective player coming off the bench.
Russell to Pellington.
Nice.
She goes up strong. The veteran.
I'm really enjoying seeing Pellington in this tournament as probably everybody around the world. She is a special player. She's so in shape. She's so smart. She can finish. She can jump.
And then what a year. The run that Arizona made in the NCAA tournament. Her coach is here, by the way, as an assistant for Team USA. And now you get, a little time for a group, and you're competing, for an Olympic gold medal very soon.
Yes, her coach is Aria Barnes, another very important woman, in the sports world, not only basketball. She represents so much for every woman around the world. So that's, sometimes you want to be in this tournament to see players, but the coaches are in this equation, and in the USA case, it's ridiculous the talent they have in the bench.
Pellington with the steal, the finish off the steal.
Shaya was part of the FIBA U16 that won gold on 2015. Then on 2016, she played with the U19 team that won bronze. And she was also part of this AmeriCup last 2017.
A lot of back and forth here. Shot gets up via Lobos, and it's good from the baseline. She's got 8.
Yes, 8 of 10. She's been the go-to girl.
Naeem is the captain here, Miranda, 33-year-old, who will retire after this season.
When I read that she was retiring, I feel a little sad. I've been seeing Ajin for so many tournaments, 4 AmeriCups. I've been working and seeing her, and well, it's just part of the whole cycle.
I'm 32 years old, Natalia, and I would be tired too. I mean, these women have been playing this sport for more than half their lives.
And in the case of Ajim, she's been all around the world, you know. It's not only with Canada, she's been all around the world doing her thing. She was playing in France before here, but she also played in Turkey for a while. And you know, it's these leagues in Europe are very long, 5 to 6 months away from home. So I can totally understand her.
And her team, she's gonna, you know, her team's up right now by 10. And she wants to stick around for those Olympics. It's a big moment for Canada.
It closed the cycle for her. It closed the cycle for her, and it's great having her here because in a way, Despina, it's like she's teaching the new girls, the new players, the way.
Passing of the torch as we're looking at those first quarter highlights. The early feeds down low for Canada to Kayla Alexander. And Alexander played a critical role here in 2019, last trip for Canada.
She did. She was part of the best 5 players of the tournament. In the last game, Canada played USA for the gold medal. She wasn't able to play because she got hurt. She didn't play. Maya Langlois didn't play either, but she was spectacular. She was spectacular on that tournament, and we've seen how good she is and how important Alexander is for this team.
Now she's got some help in the guard position with Pellington and all the active hands here in transition. Canada is dangerous with their full court pressure.
Yes, it is. Plus, they have a long rotation, so if you're tired, just let me know. I'll put somebody else in, and you don't know. If I were El Salvador, you don't know who's worse, the ones that are playing or the ones that are coming off the bench. Are you serious?
That is scary. And El Salvador, you know, has seen Brazil, Colombia, now Canada.
Yes, El Salvador lost against Brazil 118-243, and then yesterday they lost against 67-92. But the score really don't make justice of how well they play against Colombia. It might sound like a big difference, but El Salvador, they were close in the game until the last quarter or so.
Yeah, this team for El Salvador, you know, their coaching staff calls them warriors. They never stop fighting. And Natalia, once they earned their qualifying bid to this tournament back in March, they only took 1 day off from practice. 1 day. We're talking all of April, all of May, first half of June. These young women are dedicated.
Yes, and you know what makes me excited about this team? They're very young. Many of them are playing in the NCAA, which means they would get better with time. And in 2022, los Juegos Centroamericanos, the Centroamericanos Games, will be held in El Salvador. And they will be competing with the teams from the Caribbean. These will make them grown, and the rest of the Caribbean will have to count on them.
Meanwhile, the smallest woman on the court, Nicole Garcia, an 18-year-old, weaving through traffic for 2. I mean, here, feed to Renkaki Kunwe, and she'll go to the free throw line. And Alexander, when she was here last, she led the team in points and rebounds. And this time, it's just about gelling with this unit for Canada. Like Natalia said, they'll go back to Tampa to continue training. Stay in their bubble ahead of the Olympics. And for El Salvador, that was Coach Jose Santana. He took over in 2017. Had previously coached the Mexican national team. Ami here, trying to decide what she wants to do.
Yes, and if you are guarding Am here, the last thing you want to do is let her take that baseline. That's her strongest, one of her strongest move offensively.
And Ami here is one of 4 South Carolina players competing here in the AmeriCup. The South Carolina head coach, of course, Dawn Staley, is coaching Team USA. And she's been trying to split time to come and check in on everybody as her player there, Leticia Ami here.
You know, I've been trying, I've been seeing her since today ago, and I'm trying to find weaknesses on her to see, she's just well-around. She's a well-around player. She puts the ball on the floor, she rebounds, she plays in front of the basket. She can do post move. Look, for her height and her position, the way she puts the ball on the floor, it's impressive.
Taps that one out of bounds. But Ami here, just 19 years old, stands at 6'1", made a Final Four appearance. As you get another look there at Koenig's in and out. That was tapped out.
In the case of Koenig, she had 2 triples that Canada had scored. After she went to the bench, nobody else have scored from the three-point line.
Canada with a 13-point lead here, just under the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. Shot for Vasquez, no good. I like this one-on-one. And the feed to the baseline to Scott. Into rebound. Ami here all over the place today. Young lady
Good
goes
pass,
to work.
great pass.
Kunwe on the cut.
A beautiful cut by Nayer there, moving without the ball. Assist from big to big.
Natalia, I know you were a point guard for Puerto Rico. I talk about how, the game has changed. We're seeing so much more of that, no position play, right?
Yes, eventually basketball will be positionless. You are either gonna be a forward or a point guard, and sometimes you'll be everything. But back in the 90s, in the beginning of the 2000s, point guards used to be facilitators, more like the ones that pass and the assist, and whose responsibility was not really to score. And as time passed, like right now, in today's day, you gotta be offensive if you're a point guard. You gotta score.
Cubias. Swooping in there was Pellington.
How perfect that pass was. Great assist by Fields. That was the perfect pass. Wow.
Wow, nice opportunity there for Claudia Hernandez. I think she probably surprised herself. Scott keeps coming at you. Good hands by Calderon.
Hand off there. Another one.
Naira Fields. Rolls off the foot of El Salvador. So this sticks around. Canada gets another opportunity.
First quarter finished at 20-10, and this one is going 9-2. El Salvador in 4 minutes only have 2 minutes, 2 points.
Alexander.
Beautiful.
Yes, feeds Fields, Naira Fields.
Those are her first 2 points of the game.
Tevez gets a bump here. Offense still going. Tevez baseline. Won't go. Fields feeds the corner. They'll reset. Koenig back on the floor, going left, finds wide open Alexander on the block.
And the assist. The basket was for Alexander, but Aislinn Koenig made that happen. It was her assist at 23 years old. I played for North Carolina. She have double nationality, Canadian and Austria. So she decided to play with the Canada national team, but she could have chosen to play for Austria as well. She's playing right now in Belgium with Castor's Brain team. You know, Belgium's basketball have been growing in little time. Last cycle, Belgium went to the World Cup for the first time, and they finished in 4th position. That's not normal. Being a newcomer in a tournament and do so well, that's what happened to Belgium. And as a matter of fact, they will be playing in the Olympics, and they are one of the favorites to go into the podium.
How does that happen, Natalia?
No, it's just, it doesn't happen. It's not, you know, it's, I always think it's, you know, there's cycles in basketball, and it takes time. They were probably El Salvador a long time ago in the EuroLeague, you know, that just to compare, you know, Salvador is here to grow, to learn, and to move forward. And that was Belgium a long time ago in Europe, and, you know, they kept betting on them, and eventually, you know, they did amazing. They were the Cinderella story in the World Cup, and we're going to see them in the Olympics, and it excites me, and I know it excites the whole basketball world to see them. So this girl, she plays in Belgium, so there's only, you know, space to improve for her.
Garcia to inbound. Her team down by 19 points here. Fields intercepts. Well, looked like it was being intercepted. Garcia calls the play, instead double dribbles.
She knew. Canada will be playing Colombia tomorrow.
And then Wednesday will be a rest day for everybody, as the quarterfinals will pick back up on Thursday.
And, you know, rest days used to be the day where, you know, when everybody used to, you know a little bit of the city they were playing and going to, you know, usually the general manager used to take the players to a nice restaurant. It's not happening. It's not happening. Not yet.
Yeah, with COVID protocols, I think they're discussing opportunities for maybe yoga at the Bubble Hotel for the teams to rotate in and out, or maybe some type of a movie activity. But FIBA is just making sure that safety is the #1.
But it's also important for them to have something to do, like you said. So it's great that FIBA is thinking out of the box to create activities, you know, safe activities for these players to relax a little bit and to enjoy themselves. El Salvador is on a 2-3 zone.
Koenig flat. Rebound resets, and Koenig is flashing. On the run, good hands by Tevez. Will she finish? No. Fields running alongside her, does not get whistled. El Salvador playing with 4 on defense right now. Koenig, other side.
Sammy Hill.
Hill takes it herself. And limping off the court right now for El Salvador is Nicole Garcia.
Yeah, she's going to the bench.
Tevez too. So we see Mendez coming on and Funes.
Jamie's caught on the free throw line. I remember her when she was like 18 years old. She was already on the senior national team for Canada. She's young, but she have experience. She's 26. She was playing in France before coming here. And she's been with this team since 2012. And with the senior team, I'm sorry, she was playing, with the national program since 2012, with the senior team since 2017. I saw her in Argentina. And her younger sister also plays in La Salle University. Yes.
You see that sometimes with these, basketball families.
Yeah, everybody plays basketball. Probably her mother or her father or somebody.
And it's fun. You got to think about the front yard games and the battles and
How everything started in between them, them two.
the driveway. Yep. Funes snags Russell there, and that's going to be the 5th team foul. 4th team foul for El Salvador. So the next one will result in free throws for Canada. Pellington skips to Hill. Creating her own shot off the left. Beautiful.
Her points are 2 and 3 of the game. She's been quiet in this tournament. But Sammy Hill, she's one of the weapons of this Canadian team.
And Natalia, you followed this Canadian team for quite some time. How does this turnout in this group compare to those in the past?
They still got a lot. I remember, I'm trying to think about the Olympics. I've seen this team in their top shape, and they are in the same position as everybody else. They were without playing basketball for a long time. They look a little out of sync, even though we've seen they are blowing every team so far. But this team plays almost perfect. So I know there's a lot of improvement after this, to be done. And I'm sure Coach Tomaitis knows that too. This team is going back to Tampa to get ready. They are doing amazing. They are doing great. They are competing here. But, sometimes you can see they are making mistakes they are not usually do. A little tired maybe. But they still have 40 days to get ready, 39 days to get ready to the Olympics. And remember, they are missing key players. And Natalie Onshowa is not here. Kia Nurse is not here. Bridger Carlton is not here. They are playing in the WNBA. I don't know what Maya Marilyn Gloy's status is. I don't know if she retired from the national team, but she used to be one of the most important guards for this team. Kim Gauscher, the captain, just had a baby girl. And she had this, I read this interview with Espina, and she was saying, I'm breastfeeding my baby girl, and I have this Olympic in a few months. What do I do? Because usually what the perfect scene will be for her to be able to take the baby and her family with her to help her. But you can't do that now with COVID. They are being very strict with all the rules. So she have a decision to make, and it have to be so difficult for her because Kim Gauscher was and has been the heart of this team for a long time. And this is not the AmeriCup. The AmeriCup, missing the AmeriCup, well, you missed the AmeriCup, but this is the Olympics. And you don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 years,
And she's not the only one having to make that decision,
No.
which is extremely difficult. And just as, it's becoming more prominent that, and we're seeing examples of women being successful as coaches, as players, having a family, bringing their family along.
We have here Adia Barnes, the assistant coach from the United States. She's coaching and she's breastfeeding, and we saw it in the NCAA. We also have a player here, people, from Virgin Islands, Natalie Day. She just gave birth 4 months ago, and she's breastfeeding her baby. Just, the wonderful, the wonders of being a mother. You just need to applaud them and give them credit for what they're doing, because it's not easy. It's not easy.
And it takes an army. Natalie Day's husband's here. You see him holding the baby during the games. Your mind's, in twofold. Your mom, number one, but you're also representing your country. So it's tough to juggle, and these women deserve all the credit in the world, because they're showing us, Natalia, that it can be done.
Yes, it can.
Ayim knocks it out of bounds, but that shot was from Alaya Edwards.
And you got to give credit there to Liliana Gabriela Alvarado. She boxed her out very well. She had no choice but to push it out of bounds. Yes.
Turnover. Russell waits for the rest of her team to catch up. Edwards, you'll recognize her. She played for UConn. Last
time we saw her braids, they were purple. She made it, honoring Gigi and COVID while playing in Yukon. She had a great season.
Just 18 years old, standing at 6'3". You can't miss her on the court. She's really fun to watch. Russell from the corner, it's good. Russell with another three-pointer for Canada.
Those are her first 3 points, and that's Canada's third three-pointer of the game.
Canada had 15 three-pointers in the first game. And as we said earlier, they are leading in the shooting statistical categories for every team here.
She's asking for a sub.
Gabrielle Vasquez hitting the deck there. She is up and limping off on her own will.
Ouch.
So now you'll see Monica Calderon on the floor as her replacement as Vasquez gets some medical attention.
That's El Salvador's second player that is hurt early on. Teves hurt her knee. So they only have 8 players right now. Coach Tomaitis right there. She was a professional player. She played in Greece. An injury ended her career and then led her into coaching. Nothing but success since she became the coach of this team.
And Coach Tomaitis is going to lead this Olympic squad from Canada to its 3rd straight games. They obviously were the 2017 AmeriCup champs here. They were the runner-ups last year to Team USA. So an instant classic is bound to come out of the AmeriCup this year when those two teams re-meet.
And you know, Despina, we always talk about coaches, and of course, the coaches are the most important, you know, one of the most important persons in the bench, but the assistant coach in this level, it's a plus. And in the case of Lisa, she have Carly Clark. And Carly Clark, it's the one responsible of coaching the junior nationals teams, U16, U17, U18. So she's probably the one telling Tomaitis, this is the girl we need to, you know, take her up to the senior team.
She does a lot of the scouting as well, I presume. El Salvador not backing down. Calderon holding on for that jump ball.
Canada have also Steve Bauer. He left, you know, he used to be a coach in Acadia University, and he left to take on duties as performance analyst and assistant coach with this team.
Final 40 seconds in the first half of play.
Nice shot.
Free throw shot for Edwards, no go. Nicole Garcia, the youngest and shortest of this El Salvadorian team. Pellington through traffic. Calderon picks it up. And then she picks up her dribble.
Yes, 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 yes.
And they're going to call a backcourt violation against El Salvador, so a turnover for the women in blue.
Salvador looking a little tired. Right now, remember, they play Colombia. Yesterday, they lost 67-92, and that was El Salvador's turnover number 11 of the game.
In the corner, we got Ayim.
Canada have some open shots. El Salvador it's really close in these 2-3 zones. Those are, you know, the shots they are taking are high percentages shots. They are not just going in for them.
Shot goes up and won't go down as that clock has expired. The first 20 minutes of action is complete. It's Canada up 42, El Salvador 12. Canada will go back to its locker room with a 30-point advantage. And still struggling, though, from the field to shoot. So my guess is Coach Tomaitis is gonna ask her team to keep shooting until they find a rhythm.
And there's nothing you can do against that. It's not that they're taking bad shots, as we said. You know, they are hard percentages shots. They will eventually going. Look at the difference in the rebounds, 36-14. And the best of each team, Raincock Ekungwe, 9 Villalobos from El Salvador. From the 35 rebounds that Canada have, 13 of them are offensive, and they have made 10 points out of those offensive rebounds.
And for Canada, we know that they have defeated the Virgin Islands and Brazil, their toughest opponent so far. Brazil yesterday. So they had a lot on their checklist to work on against this young El Salvador team.
Tomorrow they'll be playing in Colombia. And we've seen Colombia, one of the teams that, you know, are playing their best here in the tournament. There you see some of the Connick, what a shooter Connick is, and she's still in college. North Carolina, great pass, better shot. 2 points for Vega.
And Villalobos has been the center of attention here for the El Salvador team.
Shia Pellington starting the fast break. We spoke about that play. That was beautiful. She fooled the defense. Sammy Scott pushing down the ball to Pellington. Nice, nice.
El Salvador did not have an answer in the second quarter, only able to get one field goal in as Canada was working on its rhythm on offense. We saw a few different lineups for Canada. Everyone crashing the boards, and right there was the shortest and youngest player on the floor, Nicole Garcia, for El Salvador, just swooping in for some of those rebounds.
When I was looking at the Canada statistic, Despina, nobody have played, it's averaging more than 23 minutes per game. That talks to you about, you know, how long the rotations are. And it's Jamie Scott. Jamie is averaging 23 points, and the next one, it's Connick with 21 minutes, and she's coming off the bench. So everybody's getting their time in the court.
And that's got to be a part of the strategy, right? With, you know, the length, too, of this tournament.
Yes, usually
you want to space it out, as there's a lot of games in a very short period of time. I read your mind there, Natalia. Canada up, though, by 30, 42-12. We are at halftime. Natalia Melendez, Despina Barton here. And we're going to show you some of the top 5 plays so far through this tournament. Enjoy. O'Neal pulls up the J.
No! No, Jennifer. Wow. Oh, beautiful fast break, and now Colombia is establishing what have been their constant throughout this tournament, which is the fast break.
O'Neal gets stripped. Burton out in front with the contact. That one feels good for Burton. Silva, Shake Silva.
Basketball 101, that was a beautiful move.
Martinez, so smart, waits for her defender to run past her, and the putback, the reverse, Palacio. Reverse from Palacio. That was a fun play to call. So many great moments already here in the 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup. It is halftime between Canada and El Salvador, and we're going to show you the top scorers for both teams, starting with El Salvador and Villalobos.
She's attacking the gaps. That's her favorite side. She usually attacks to the right. again. That was a mixed match there. Just a little faster. So why not?
Just 19 years old. She was key in securing this AmeriCup berth. Average 11 points, 11-point rebounds in Central Basket, and they hosted. So El Salvador very happy to be here, have this moment, get these reps in.
San Diego State University, that's where she goes to.
Meanwhile, Canada, they've always had a balanced approach with their offense. But after the first 20 minutes, their top scorer is right here doing work off the block. That is Nayo Ringkok Ikunwe.
She's been playing 17 minutes per game, 9 points, 5 rebounds today, 75%. Doing good, doing good. She can dominate here, she knows it.
The 29-year-old veteran. Everyone always has eyes on her. Ami here delivering the beautiful assist. We get 3 looks at this thing. This is wild, Natalia.
Nice pass there from Letitia. I'm here.
And Canada finds themselves with a hefty cushion here at half, 42-12. Stick around. We're going to take a little break, and we'll return here for third quarter action. Welcome back inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum here in Puerto Rico, the site for the 2021 FIBA Women's AmeriCup. It is Natalia Melendez. I'm Despina Barton. And Natalia, we got a new beauty shot to open up action here. It's halftime. Canada is up by 30, 42-12. You're watching day number 4. We are in group play. This is Group A. Canada, one of the favorites to come out and go pretty deep. They were in the finals last go around in 2019. They fell to Team USA, the #1 team in the world. So these games right now, both teams just looking to improve, and they're games within the game.
Yes, in the case of Canada, we were talking about the minutes the players have. What Coach Tomaire is trying to do, not only win the games and be effective in the court, but she's already, the coach's mentality is she already knows she'll be in the semifinals. She already knows she'll be in the at the finals, so probably at the finals. So she's just trying to look, for those groups, which 5 works better together. Her head is here in El Salvador, and she knows she got to win this game. But she also knows she'll probably be facing the USA team, and how, in what type of shape or what type of chemistry they will have at that game, it will depend on everything that is happening in this,
the build-up.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to see how she's trying and how, I think some of these girls are not having the best tournament, but she's still betting on them. She's still giving them minutes. She knows that eventually she'll need them to be in their top game.
And this Canadian team is still melding this new group. Like Natalia said, it is missing 4 national players. 3 are in the WNBA, and of course its captain, who just had a baby 2.5 months ago. But worth noting, while every team has had hurdles with COVID, this Canadian team had not played together in 16 months. Their last competition was actually the Olympic qualifier in Belgium.
I was there.
2020.
I was there, and they won. They won against Japan, and Japan is one of it's a team that everybody expects to be in the podium as well.
Rinkaku Kunwe will pass it back up to an open Scott.
Nice.
She gets it.
Jamie Scott.
Wide open. Shot for Jamie. Those are her first 3 points of the game.
Villalobos gets a good look on the wing.
Nice.
She hits it too. The first 2 of the third matches the production in the second quarter.
Yeah, and
for
she's
El Salvador.
double digits already for her. Nice
on
defense.
the floor, Garcia stripped the ball away. El Salvador moving in transition. Hernandez draws the contact.
And Jamie's not too happy about that. She have her hands up.
The lefty hits her first. The 23-year-old stands at 5'5", Claudia Hernandez. Certainly this El Salvador team has been one of my favorites in the tournament. Natalia, I know they will not, finish high, but it's their grit and their relentlessness that I'm gravitated to.
I always like the underdogs too. the teams that nobody expect them to be, good, and something that we can address about this team, their attitude. Even though everybody's dominating them, they keep trying hard. They don't put their head down. They just ready for the next play, and then they're ready to the next play again. And when you are losing a game like this, or the games that they lost before, usually the body language of the players change, but no, no. And what impressed me even more is that they're young, so they are handling the situation, they are handling the tournament with a lot of grace, and everybody in El Salvador has to be feeling very proud of the work this amazing group of players is doing for their country. At the end of the day, they are representing their flag, and this is the first AmeriCup. They won. Nobody, it was not a gift for them, like, go to the AmeriCup. No, They did what they have to do in the central basket, and they're here.
Villalobos, great read. One-on-one, misses. Just the presence there of Renkaki Kunwe might have got into her head.
Second personal foul, number 10, Kayleen Murcia.
El Salvador left, the players that got hurt at the beginning of the game are at the bench. They're gonna continue resting.
Outlet pass. Funes with the left. What a beautiful take.
Well, no, she's there. That's Tunis.
Yes.
She was hurt and she's back. It's good to see her.
I don't think the Canadian team knew she was back.
We're on the same page.
But you know she'd been working on that attack for some time to make it look so seamless. And another foul back-to-back for Nicole Garcia here for El Salvador.
Second personal foul, number 22, Kimberly Villalobos.
Oh, it was called away from the ball. Scott, release, off. This Canadian team with 5 3-pointers so far today. And this group, this Canadian team is leading all teams here for the AmeriCup and scoring in the field and from three-point land. They're the most potent ones in Puerto Rico, and right on cue, another three is drained by Jamie Scott.
Shoot or shoot. 2 of 4 for Jamie. She have space, she have time, she'll take that shot.
Her team keeps the distance. They are still up by 30, the same margin at half 4 minutes ago. There are 10 teams. Wow.
I was gonna. I thought
Euro step there?
I thought you were gonna say they were 10 steps.
Could have been as accurate, but yeah, no. Funes, the officials let her have her way down the lane. She's got 4 points in this quarter.
Nice. Nera Fields points at 3 and 4 for Nera, who have also 5 rebounds and 3 assists in 15 minutes that she's been playing.
What I was going to say is that this is, day 4 of the group phase. So the 10 teams that are invited here after tomorrow's action, the 2 on the bottom of Group A and Group B will go home. And then we will start the quarterfinals with the final matchup slated for Saturday evening. Scott, inside out with the cut. Ikunwe at the finish.
Beautiful moving around the ball for Canada. Looking for the girl that had, or for the player that have the best position to shoot.
Again, spinning through traffic. Fearless is Aida Funes.
Canada entering number 9.
So a full lineup change here as you get another look at Renkaki Iwunye's cut to the basket.
El Salvador on a 2-3 zone.
Hill gets bumped. The 3rd team foul for El Salvador. Villalobos. Calderon will let it fly from deep. Pellington now running the offense for Canada. A power move there as she literally removed Garcia's arm from.
First person of foul number 12, Monica Calderon.
Another look. Yep. Get off of me, young buck.
El Salvador, timeout.
And timeout called here by El Salvador. Everybody taking a moment to just regroup, get some water. And if you're Coach Jose Santana and Natalia, what do you say to your team? There's got to be little benchmarks he's looking for in every game.
I think they're doing what they can. You know, they're playing hard. That's all I will be asking for in you know, playing defense and they're playing on the zone and they are trying to rotate. But the bad news for them is that Jamie's got to start hitting those and well, they just need to be a little more active on those rotations, and in their office, maybe, you know, try to establish the fast break, because to play half court against a team like Canada, it's very hard. But the thing is, in order for you to start the fast break, you need to get an easy, a clean rebound, and Canada is out rebounding El Salvador.
Another look at that take by Funes.
You know what? Seeing that replay, I think it was not a trouble. AmeriCup or Torneo Las Américas, it started celebrating on 1989. Canada, it's fourth in medals. They have 12, 3 golds, 2 silver, and 7 bronze. Their goals were in 1995, 2015, 2017.
Funes out to Villalobos. Taking the baseline is Hernandez, back out to Villalobos. Floater, a shot we've seen her make all tournament long, just is not going down. Could not ignore that run-in. Hill came flashing and couldn't stop before she knocked Funes.
Number 4, Sammy Gill.
And Sammy's first.
The pick came for Funes. She tried to work off of that, tracks down her own rebound. Smothered by Ayim.
Smart foul there. You stop the fast break.
Second personal foul number 3, Claudia Hernandez.
Canada is shooting 11 of 15 from the free throw line, 73%. In the case of Pellington, she's perfect. Should I say it? She's perfect from the free throw line. Okay.
If you're just joining us, every time Natalia has said a player has shot perfect from the free throw line, they then go on to miss that shot.
Very soon, the players will talk to our producers and said, listen, she can talk all she wants, so please don't let her talk while we're shooting free throws.
Pellington 1 for 1 on that trip. So down to 83% for Pellington from the free throw line. Not a bad place to be. I mean, this team is, you know, Canada right now with the heavy advantage. I can imagine for Coach Tomaitis, you want to keep working on your defensive systems. She told me before the game it was key that everyone understands their assignments and they play smart. They wanted to make sure that they got their forwards activated early, want to utilize them, get them more touches. Naeem off. Ball goes up for El Salvador. Calderon, nice pump fake by Calderon. Hernandez goes with the left.
Nice.
Sticks with it. Oh. What was that drill used to be called, Natalia, in practice, where you would just shoot on the block and go left to right, left to right?
We used to call it the table drill, like de la tabla, the board drill. We had like a simple name for it. It didn't in Spanish. I don't know how was it called, how it was called in English. Tapeo. We call it tapeo.
Tapeo. Villalobos. Nice take. You know what? With Villalobos, I mean, just being 19 years old, Natalia, there's so much growth that can happen. I mean, what are your expectations for her?
No. She's not afraid. She's very young. She's, playing with taller and very talented and experienced players. So definitely this tournament will change her for good. We have to remember this is their first tournament, and anybody, a lot of people will get intimidated by this scenario, but it's not happening to Villalobos. She plays for San Diego State University, so she had some competition. She's been playing with some high-level basketball, so I think that El Salvador was expecting what we're seeing from her. No, but it's not easy. Look who's right next to her, Aliyah Edwards. Tell me she's going to be the same player tomorrow. No, she will not. This is a good experience for her.
Aliyah Edwards plays for the storied Yukon, Connecticut Huskies. So, yeah, you're right. When is San Diego State going to go up against Yukon? No, but we're seeing it right here in Puerto Rico. Funes.
Wow.
Shot is good.
Wow, Funes.
I know it's Monday, Natalia,
yes,
but the bank is open.
I love it.
Pellington. She'll get going, too. Pellington now leading the way for Canada with 14 points.
Leading again. She's been the top leader, scorer for this Canadian team.
And she's been coming off the bench, so she's part of that second rotation for Canada. And a good take again from Funes. Is it more of the defense, Canada breaking down? What's happening here? How are El Salvador able to penetrate?
Because they're fast and they are aggressive, and in that specific case right there, Sammy let her attack and nobody helped from the opposite side. It's very normal when the person that have the ball, how do you say that, dominates, who's defending her on one-on-one, but then the help needed to be there.
Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Aida Funes will get set to go to the free throw line.
A really short rotation for El Salvador, and they are still going full speed.
That foul went against Marissa Russell.
El Salvador is 0-2. They lost against Brazil 118-43. And then they lost against Colombia 67-92. But that score do not really show how close and hard that game was for Colombia to win.
Russell wanted that last shot. The putback attempt, no good for Edwards. And so the end of the third quarter, and Canada will continue tacking on to its lead, 69-29, an additional 10 from half.
One of 12 on the three-point line for El Salvador. That doesn't help, only 8%. Canada 7 of 12. Rebounds, look at the difference. 44-21. And when we go, and take a look at what's happening in the paint, Canada have 32 points in the paint and 29 points coming from the bench.
And all the second chances they want as they dominate the boards. But these pesky team members of El Salvador, this is what we know. This is their identity. They don't back down. They're going to keep their hands in the passing lane. They're going to stay active. They're not going to give you easy looks. And it's been fun to watch them hustle on defense. It's a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, those Centroamericanos games are going to be fun. Why? Because we don't have Cuba here, Mexico here. Remember, Mexico have some issues with FIBA. They already, work on them. They should be back soon to FIBA competition. And in the case of Cuba, days before going to Centro Basket, which was the tournament that it's used to classify here, there were some COVID issues. But once in that tournament, you'll have in Centroamericanos, you'll have Mexico, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. When they see this El Salvador team, it's not the same team they've been seeing for years now. So the competition in the Caribbean, it's getting harder and harder, and that's how you grow in your area. It's always good to have good competition when everybody, when you have balance and teams can compete.
Oh, we have an El Salvadorian player there being exited in a wheelchair. We hope that she will be just fine and get the medical attention she needs. Ball knocked away.
We are in the other side of the bench, really, really, really far from the players, so we're not able to see it.
Yes, Natalia, normally we are at the scorer's table and can hear those calls being made by the officials. A little bit further, ensuring safety for all. Back-to-back fouls against El Salvador.
This is something Leticia can do, this Pina. Every time she gets the ball, she can do that. But that's not what this team is about. It's about everybody being part of a system. But this girl can dominate anytime she wants. Not only this team, she can dominate anyone she wants in the whole tournament. She's so good.
And she's got 6 points here today. Ami here, by the way, is one of those South Carolina players that made a Final Four appearance, but she earned a roster spot with Team Canada in the Olympic qualifier after she put up 8 points and 5 rebounds in 11 minutes. Just 19 years old. Big time call for the ball by Edwards.
Edwards, she don't back out from contact. She likes to fight there. Look at that. Boom, boom. Contact after contact after contact.
Pelleton gets it back. Great ball movement by Canada. And Coach Tomaitis, after yesterday's very close game with Brazil, it was only 4 points that separated Brazil and Canada, 71-67. Coach Tomaitis talked about the challenge and how they enjoyed that contest. They learned a lot about themselves. They had to work in a lot of different lineups. They had 32 points from the bench. But she shined a light on this youthful group, saying this team is passionate, they have confidence, and they want the challenge. If you're not challenged when you're playing basketball,
then what are you playing basketball for? You're right about that. And, something that we have to mention about this Canadian team, it's the bench. Bench have been the bench here in the national team, because in their teams, they're not bench. When they play back in college, when they play back in professional, they are not bench players. But here, because there's so much talent, they come off the bench.
As a player, Natalia, how do you manage the mental game in that? Yeah, these are all stars from other teams as Russell drills one from 3. How do you manage that?
It's very difficult, and not everybody can manage that. Sometimes you see a national team and you say, well, why isn't this player there? There's always a story behind it, and many times the story is that the person cannot handle not playing 40 minutes. Or sometimes it's not an attitude problem, it's just that it doesn't work for them. They need minutes to be effective, and if they get 2 to 3 or maybe 7 minutes per game, it doesn't work for them. So you see this a lot. Very talented players that when you see them in their professional team or college team, you say, why, he should be on the national team. But there's always a story behind everything, and most of the time it's that.
So the mental is just as important as the physical when players decide whether they can handle it and play for the national team. Then you add the layer of COVID on top and the emotional, physical toll that everybody in this world has endured. It makes for a very difficult situation.
Yeah, it's not only in basketball. This Tokyo, these Olympics are not going to be the typical, there will be a lot of insecurities. Yeah, and like you said, the mental game for every athlete in every sport will be important, because remember, when insecurities come when you are not prepared, and they are probably, yes, prepared, but not as prepared as they were thinking, or planning to be. So they have to work with their mind in Tokyo. But I'm so happy it's happening, and so happy that the whole world will see the best athletes in the world.
And Natalia, I want to read up on how they, plan to institute that bubble and protect the athletes. I know it is going to be extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Funes keeps adding points for El Salvador.
See how beautiful that rotation was? It was a perfect rotation, defensively talking, but Canada was better. They just found the open player. They were patient.
Mendes. Deep shot off back rim for Cubias. And we'll keep things moving with Ami here. She said, wait, come and stop me, otherwise I'm taking this thing. And she did. Ami here with 8 points. And a timeout here called by El Salvador.
I don't have enough adjective for her. I'm sorry. Leticia, I'm here, it's from another planet. She was part of the U16 AmeriCup tournament. They won gold. This was in 2015, 2016. She played in the U17 World Cup, 2017, U19 World Cup. They won bronze. She became, listen to these people, she became the first Canadian woman to dunk in a game at age 15. 1-5. That's Leticia. I'm here, a sophomore for the University of South Carolina.
Incredible. At 15 years old, I mean, what was I doing at 15?
Planning your no, well, in the States you have the Sweet 16.
Yes.
In Puerto Rico we have the Sweet 15.
Quinceañera.
Quinceañera, yes. I don't know in Canada. We had to find out.
I'm pretty sure I was just roller skating in the cul-de-sac.
And probably for her 15th birthday, you know where she was? At a game. If you're that good, you were playing basketball during your birthday.
Funes has been the only one to find, really some success on offense for this El Salvador team. Sosa, though.
There was a miscommunication there because Ajin was guarding this guard on top of the key.
Pass out deflected. Funes pushing. Sosa will try from the wing. I mean, she had a good look at the top of the key. Hill down to Ami here. Just 19 years old. The 6'1" forward spends her collegiate career, yes, at South Carolina. I don't see Coach Dawn Staley, but she was here to see Amihur earlier this week. But her coach has been checking in on the two other players that are not on Team USA that also play for her at South Carolina. And Natalia, I think it's really fun to see. I know all of these women come from all over, from the country, the world, and come together for these games and to represent their national team. And I know establishing chemistry is important early, but also those friendships. I mean, can you talk to me about representing, obviously, your country, but doing it alongside a group of women that you're all pulling in the same direction now?
So you, in the court, you have no friends. In the court, you have no friends. You're playing against each other, and you want to win, period. But outside the stories and the experiences you get from the whole thing, not only the players, it's usually coaches from other teams and this hotel staff where you're staying, the people that give you water, the people that works in the gym. You create relationships that last a life, that stays with you forever, and not only, we're talking about people, but also about countries. You learn about the country, you hear the languages, a little bit of history here, history there. It's too bad that we're going through COVID, because usually that free day, as you said, on Wednesday, it was the day that everybody goes around and do a little bit of tourism.
Natalia, what was your favorite part of putting on the Puerto Rico jersey, and not necessarily the games, but I mean, what sticks with you today? I know people love you in this gym. You guys should see how many people stop up here to the broadcast booth to say hello and praise Natalia. She is a national treasure here.
No, don't say that. Well, this is a small island. This is a small island, and basketball plays a big party in our hearts. Our basketball teams are our pride and joy. And, most people here don't know me as a basketball player. They know I play, but they didn't follow women's basketball back then. That's why this team is so important, the ones that we have now. Everybody knows who they are. They more know me because of my communications and because I'm very outspoken about women's rights and this and that. But it feels good. But my first part was actually that, just wearing the uniform. I have to tell you, when you hear the national anthem before the game, that I guess most of the players feel the same way. That's the moment. Because making a national team is not easy. In Puerto Rico, we have 3.2 million people. A lot, most of them are women. Not everybody's an athlete, but you're competing. Only 12 get to do that, and I'm sure this is how these girls feel.
Funes going up against Edwards there. Nothing shakes her. David and Goliath. She is David here as she strolls down the lane. Couldn't even see the rim at the point that she released the ball. Ami here showing off some of her handles. In the corner, Russell.
That's Russell's third three-pointers, 3 of 5. And Canada have 10.
They're almost matching their average. for 11 three-pointers a game here in this tournament. Beautiful take, Alaya Edwards, the 18-year-old, has been waiting all day to show us some footwork.
Yes, a point 4 and 5 for her, but she already have 7 rebounds, 3 of those offensive.
Vasquez. She'll get her 2 that time on Emma here.
Those are her first 2.
And the poke away by Sosa. Yep. Waits for her lady to jump. Pure intimidation factor here.
So for Canada, entering number 2, Aislinn Connie. For El Salvador, entering number 22, Kimberly Villalobos.
Pellington had a hand on it.
2 hands.
For Canada, they're just excited to be playing against a team that is not wearing red and white. We talked about them spending 16 months away from each other. Then you've been practicing since May 20th.
Yes, they're going back to Tampa to continue their preparation to go to the Olympics, and eventually some of the other countries that are missing will be joining them. Natalie and Showa, Kia Nurse, Richard Carlton, Kim Gaucher probably are going to be joining them. Maybe, and that's something you really never know, because it depends of what the WNBA decides to do when they're going to, I don't know if they're going to stop the tournament or not. But when they are going to let them, go with their national team to practice, sometimes the players meet where everybody's practicing. In the case of Canada, sometimes they meet in Tampa. And that's a perfect situation for coaches. Why? Because you get to practice together for a little while and, get that chemistry back again. But in other cases, the players meet in Japan. And there's not that, much time to create and to practice and to create that chemistry that is so important. So there's 2 scenarios here. Some of the players join their national team where everybody is in the States or whatever it is that they are, but some of them will meet in the Olympics in La Villa, what we call, where they stay in. Men and women.
Mendez. Shot altered there by Hernandez. Edwards pushing through, trying to get to the basket. Koenig left open. Yep. And that is number 12 today for 3-pointers, or am I jumping ahead?
Yeah,
Natalia?
but let me check again. Yes, she have 4. She have 3. 3 of 8. 37% from the line. And that's her average. No, that's her 4th. But she's been averaging 3 in the tournament. Good shot there, mid-range shot for Liliana. Points to 3 and 4 for her.
Koenig will go again. Funes, spin, take, up, Koenig right on her. If that only would have been
a little sooner.
1 minute left in action. This is Group A play. It is day number 4. This is just game number 1 of the day. El Salvador, Canada. Canada will advance to a record of 3-0 in this pool play. El Salvador will drop to 0-3. Again, the top 4 teams in each group advance to the quarterfinals. And the next game we have up will be Brazil and the Virgin Islands. That will round out our Group A action here inside the Roberto Clemente Coliseum.
Virgin Island rested yesterday.
I think they'll need it against Brazil. But again, Brazil has played back-to-back-to-back games, so we don't know how good their legs will be.
Yes, especially with the veterans of the team that had a lot of minutes in the first games. Erika de Souza especially, that's been huge. She's 39 years old.
And they went to wire with Brazil. Excuse me, Canada went wire to wire with Brazil yesterday. So yeah, de Souza, a lot of time. Mendez, 6 seconds left. And the play just started too late for El Salvador. So that's the final whistle. Canada defeats El Salvador 98-41. A nice game for the Canadians as they bounce back. They got to work on some of their post presence, defense. Meanwhile, El Salvador will exit the court with a couple injuries.
Yes. Yeah, and they have, you know, too little time to recover. Hopefully it's nothing really bad. We'll find out later on and let you know during the day what happened. There you see the percentages. In Canada, really good, 60%, 41%. And El Salvador, they had trouble in their offense. Look at the rebounds difference, 53-23 assist. Of course, there will be a difference because look at the score for Canada, 98 points. That's a lot of points in this level. And Pellington again, 21 points. And Koenig, 14.
So this is how the current Group A standings look. Of course, Canada now 3-0, and Canada will go on to play Colombia tomorrow to round out its pool play here. They, of course, are one of the favorites as they were the runners-up in 2019. And we'll show you some of the best plays in these last 2 quarters. A lot of different looks as Canada's shot started to fall. And El Salvador, we saw them keep the fight up by Aida Funes, the 26-year-old shooting guard. Started to find a good rhythm in the second half.
Well, in the second quarter, the first quarter finished at 20-10, but in the second quarter, Canada beat El Salvador for 20 points because they only scored 2 points, 22-2. Then on the third quarter, they did better, 27-17, which that was their best offensive quarter, 17 points. And the fourth quarter ended 29-12. So the fourth quarter was the better quarter for Canada offensively.
And Pellington once again led the way, scoring a lot of points in not a whole lot of time. 21 in 59 seconds is the amount of minutes she had on the floor, and she matched that with 21 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds.
And everybody from Canada scored, but Shea Coley was not play, was a coaching's decision. She didn't, play today. But, this Canadian team, everybody was part of the offensive 4 people in double digit. Aislinn Koenig with 14, Shia Pennington with 21, Sammy Hill with 10, and Naya Ryan Cook with 11 points, 53 rebounds, 15 of those offensively.
And then the youngsters got to go to work. Amahir here, the 19-year-old South Carolina player. And the youngest team member, Edwards there. Aliyah, 18 years old, plays for UConn. It was a practice day of sorts. Everybody got some practice in for
Everybody
Canada.
got some minutes. The player that played the most minutes was Shia, 21, and Marisa Russell with 21.
Yep. And Canada has a lot of work ahead of them. For now, though, they defeat El Salvador 98-41 in day 4. For Natalia Melendez, I'm Despina Barton. Final score here, it is Canada 98, El Salvador 41. Stay with us. Much more FIBA Women's AmeriCup is on the way.